Our ambition is to make touch rugby one of the most inclusive sports there is. We want it to be super accessible to anyone. We don't want there to be many barriers or any barriers to picking up the game for the LGBT community.
What's been amazing over just the 3 or so years that we've been running Pride in Touch has been the interest and the growth and the opportunity we've had to platform good practice from people across the world that are wanting to do more LGBTQ+ inclusive initiatives. Now more than ever, we certainly feel it's really important to make sure that we amplify the voices of inclusion, show people that team sport can be really good for their mental well-being and their physical well-being, and hopefully we've got plenty of those people who have felt like that through enjoying our tournament today.
And I'm representing the Highfields programme, which is one of the sponsors of the Touch Rugby World Cup. Highfields is a collaboration of a number of universities based in the Midlands, including the University of Nottingham. One of Highfields' main aims is to support industry to innovate, developing new products and services in the hydrogen economy. We decided to sponsor the Touch Rugby World Cup, particularly in relation to energy use, so that Geopura, a locally based business, can provide hydrogen to be utilised at the event, making the event more sustainable and improving air quality for visitors and competitors alike. We hope this support will encourage others to look.
And welcome back to the Touch Rugby World Cup, the penultimate day. And we have a mixed 30s game between Chile, attacking from left to right, and Australia in the traditional green and gold kit. And I'm joined on comms from Alice Summers.
Yes, and I'm very excited for this game as Chile's just trying to weave their way around that Australian defence, but Australia in this pool have been so strong, and definitely a lot to see from this Australia team.
Yeah, and it was Ignacio Hinojosa trying to get over for Chile as Australia. We get first look at their transition, and Australia always so direct, great hands to the wing.
Just coming up here with a lot of space and a lot of time. Chile maybe need to step up a little bit more in their midfield D.
Yeah, but it's easier said than done against this Australian side as Chile forced the turnover. Guibel is down and looks like she's in a fair bit of discomfort.
Yeah, and it is really body on the line with this sport here, and the ground has gone a little bit harder, especially because of this sun. It has had a massive impact. So when players have hit the deck or gone for a dive or anything like this, it has hurt. But it's looking like Chile are going to play on here, and it's going to be Chile's ball just in the Aussies 7. So just looking here what Chile can bring to the side. Chile working round Australia's defence, looking round for a mid play, looking short side, giving the ball to the link, but a great recovery by Australia's number 6, and that's Kelly Jones coming in with a great touch.
Yeah, another good touch from Australia. Just a little bit of technical difficulties, taking a break. And a good opportunity to go over. It was number 12 for Chile, David Scott, Chilean heritage, looking to go over. And 2.5 minutes in, no scores on the board. Chile looks to be really taking it to Australia.
Yeah, and of course, with any game like this is knockouts, and every team needs to be stepping up for it. And it looks like both sides are gassed for it.
Yeah, and there'll be another roll ball infringement from Australia. So a far from characteristic start from the Emus. And it's Chile again with David Scott in the number 12 jersey, trying to inject some pace, just burning a couple touches. Sergio Miranda.
Yeah, the majority so far has been in the Australia's half, and Chile on the ball now. Just Steven can't finish the execution there. Great defence by Australia.
Yeah, Sergio Miranda trying to go for long, but they had extra touches to play with. He was trying to find Macarena Navarro on this near side wing, and Australia now look to finally get out of their own defensive half. And it's a much better transition, walking a tightrope on this touchline.
Yeah, I've noticed with all these Australian teams, they get super close to the box, so it makes it so much easier for that player to come off and on that pitch.
Yeah, and it's Australia now looking to drive through. Number 9 for Australia, Timothy Wilson, looking to go over, deliver the ball out to the wing, number 5, Gill. And Australia, although struggle to get out of their defensive half over the first 5 minutes, do manage to get to the Chilean line and put some pressure on. It's Chile rolling through their sub. It's a nice momentum again. It's Sergio Miranda at the heart of everything positive. Checks off to number 11, Hinoza. And unfortunately, that's the turnover.
That is a turnover against Chile, and Australia just wanting to drive out this box, and we've seen their sub in play, looking for the touch in, but extra yards there, just made by that Australia link, and very, very nicely done.
Yeah, and Australia looked potent in their line attack. A check off, 5th touch, scooping play comes through, long ball is on, it goes, it's a spiral sinker to the wing, and once again, Uchenna Gill getting over for the score in the corner. And Australia didn't have the lion's share of field possession, but when they do get to the Chilean line, make it count. And a beautiful pill in the corner.
Yeah, what a put down and what a finish. Just, it's like the Sydney Bridge, right? That loopy ball over the top, and really nicely to see that Australia can execute.
Yeah, of course they can. Definitely the favourites in every division that they enter, but Chile have put a good account of themselves out there so far, especially when they've got number 12 on the ball. Here he is, David Scott, at half at the moment. Can't get touched. Looks like sweeper play. No, just a middle touch, just burning a few. Static play, and it's Scott on the ball once more. Scott, open side quickie, but that's a loss of control.
Yeah, that's just going to be a roll ball infringement there, and really important about these penalties and what we can do and see from these sides.
Yeah, and it was Juan Pablo Sweat Cuevas trying to provide a bit of a platform for Scott. Doesn't quite happen, and the aggression from Australia in their subset, but good midfield defence from Chile. And Australia not having it all their own way in this first half. This is 5th, scooping from long. Long ball goes to the wing. Oh, and it's just asking a bit too much from number 5, Uchenna Gill. But Australia once again showing they can threaten in the sub move.
Yeah, looking really threatening there, and that's where they scored their first try, and just trying to throw long to this side, their box side wing again, and they know they've scored there before, so why not try again until it stops working?
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it, but it's not quite clicking in line attack for Australia. And Chile, sort of the sweethearts of international rugby at the moment, and an emerging nation finding their feet. It's Maximiliano Perez trucking up the middle at the half now. Perez get away with a sloppy roll ball. Perez picking up, taking a bit of a stumble,
but
needs to check the ball off. Lovely little out the back pass, but nothing doing. And that'll be 6th touch turnover. And Maximilian Perez working with Sergio Miranda. And Chile asking a lot of questions of Australia.
Yeah, and I'm really, really delighted to see this from Chile, and they are a strong side, and the score really reflects it. I mean, 7.5 minutes gone, and only 1-0 to Australia here, and Australia driving, though, onto Chile's, putting Chile onto the back foot here. Australia checking it back in, picking up, looking long again, but they're passing it to that Lincoln, and I think she's found the line. Yeah,
it's beautiful. Kelly Godwin started the drive, and it's the work of the Australian middles again. Justin Otto working with Watene, finding Kelly Goodwin in the link wing hole. And even though Chile look to be really in this game, Australia once again off the back of the transition asking loads of questions.
Yeah, so from their first one, we saw them throw long. So that winger might be expecting to see that long ball, so they could have released earlier, leaving and creating that space for that link that just chopped that hole so delightfully for Australia to make it 2-0.
But Chile now on the attack. David Rojas picking up. Hinojosa on his right-hand side, but the ball just goes to ground, and Chile needs to use all of their attacking sets if they want to stress out this Australian defensive line. That's a good touch in the midfield, and Chile trying to put a bit of a defensive press on the transfer.
this is where the game's going to be won in this midfield, and just Australia looking a little bit stronger here, looking on the outside, a little shimmy from number 15.
Yeah, lovely feet, lovely hips from Ben Hones, but unfortunately doesn't quite go over for Chile, for Australia even.
Yeah.
And Chile looking dominant in their defence at the moment.
And Chile doing a great work to keep Australia out here, driving down. Like you said, what do they need to do on their line attack here?
Yeah, so for Australia, in their line attack, they're superbly dominant, engaging the Chilean middles. And then Chile just need to take a leaf out of that book. And good pace injected around the outside from number 3 for Chile, Magdalena Alcino. Unfortunately, gets caught, and this is 5th touch, so they won't have any to play with. That looked like it could have been touched in flight, just a little bit from Kirsty Wakely. But referees adjudge the ball to go to ground.
Yeah, so Australia's going to have the ball here and just wanted to drive out their own box, but lovely meters made from that. But Chile putting on a lot of pressure, not letting them gain that much.
There's been a couple decisions that's maybe gone in favour of Australia. There's been a couple times where the dumps seem to me, for my liking, to be slightly off the mark, but Chile do get the defensive shot.
Yeah, here, Chile just making the forced error there from Australia. So turning the ball over, and that's going to be another ball down. It's just, like we say, again, it's the error count, and both teams are having a lot of errors here. And
yeah, it's been a bit characteristic of this penultimate day. It's been a long week of touch, especially in the age categories as the body starts to tire. But Australia looking to put Chile to the sword again.
Australia on the ball here, looking for a pick up, looking long, and a finish in the wing. Is that going to get given?
Yeah, I think for me it's forward pass. It was Timothy Wilson trying to go around the outside for the Australian. Chile with an opportunity for the tap penalty. Tap penalty, driving up the box side, but good midfield press from Australia. There's Chile burning the 3rd.
Yeah,
so this is 5th coming now.
Let's see what Chile can bring, and looking on, it's just another roll ball there.
Yeah, another mistake at the roll ball from Chile. And the execution rate is leaving a lot to be desired at the moment from a Chilean perspective. Australia, though, the beneficiaries, good midfield press, forcing turnovers. And here comes the dangerous pod for Australia. It's number 2, Nick Grant, on the ball, checking off to Bale.
Picking up, looking long, and he fizzes it, and another try in that left-hand corner. And I think it's the 2nd try, maybe 3rd.
Yeah, it's Luciano Gil over the beneficiary from the good work of Grant and Bale in the midfield. And at the moment, Australia, it's not been textbook. It's by no means vintage Australian touch, but it's doing the job against a valiant Chilean effort. But if Chile want to stay in this tie, they're going to need to get the next score on the board. As Chile roll into their line attack. And then once again, an unforced error, this time from Antonia Livingston. Just surrender field possession to Australia.
Yeah, and like you say, Chile really, they have been in this game, which is not on the scoreline here, but Australia just coming out on top and putting a lot of pressure on right now. Great driving down. Number 7 on the ball for Australia. 15 going in. We've seen their playmaker.
Another long ball out to the wing, and once again it's rinse and repeat. And this time it's Cassandra Feldman getting over. As we see once more, Justin Otto working with Ben Hones, the long ball. And at the moment,
but I don't think this didn't get given. I think they called a forward pass there. So Chile on the ball right now and trying to drive out their own box, getting good meters here. Chile would be quite glad and relieved that wasn't a score there for Australia.
Yeah, it was not a score for Australia. Drifted forward out of the hands in Chile. Good meters made. However, they've lost track of the touch count. I believe it was number 6 for Chile. Nicola Schweitzer trying to provide a platform, but that is 6 touch turnover. So once again, Australia with a good defensive shot. And Chile looking to put a bit of a press on. Beautiful yards made by Antonia Livingston. And Livingston in at half. Checks out.
Yeah, just picking up here, number 7 going short side and looking for that link chop. And it's going to get given a score for Australia again.
Yeah, Justin Otto, the architect of this score. Otto, left foot step, lovely hole hit again. And shock horror at Ben Hones, involved in the score again.
But really, really nice trying to get back from that Chile link there. Just trying to get that dive on that Australian player. Looking really sharp and just looking millimetres away, I must say.
Chile trying to play around the midfield press. It's Rojas. He's looked a bright spot for Chile. Rojas at the half, picking up. Oh, I think for me, the option was on this left edge. It was number 8 for Chile, John Scott, who'd run a really nice line off the ball in the link wing hole. Not spotted though. And once again, Australia gets to roll through their transition.
Yeah, just trying to step up here, Chile, in their midfield defence to try and stop Australia because they're so dangerous on this transition, getting the fresh set of players on the pitch. And look at this again, picking up. Which way they're going to look?
Yeah, it's all too easy for Australia at the moment, Kirsty Wakely.
But it's just going to be ball down.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, score's been given. It was Kirsty Wakely going over. Lovely hole hit off the ball. And we'll see it here. Good disguise, looks long, little drop off. And it's Kirsty Wakely ended up having to deliver the extra pass out to Ben Hones. So Wakely to Hones. Thought Wakely could have gone in herself. Almost assumed that she did. And it is Hones going over for the score. Yeah. And Chile looking to go through their line attack. And unfortunately, haven't been able to maintain any sort of field possession. We'll see if they can.
Yeah, Chile here on the attack and looking like he's going to pick and go, looking for that link home. Is it the first one? No, that's touch 6. Really strong defensive from the Australian team.
Yeah, good defensive spacing from Australia. And at the moment, it's all one-way traffic. Although Chile, not for a lack of endeavour, trying to find some defensive spacings. However, it's here with Kelly Goodwin where things really start to become stressful for Chile. This is 4th, so 5th coming. Australia will strike from deep, not like they're strangers to it. Nick Grant looks at the half. Good scooping play once again, and it's Justin Otto looking to go on the open side. Good hands, and that might be given penalty. It will indeed.
New set of 6 here for Australia. Just the offside being called, looking very dangerous and looking on the front foot.
Yeah, it's Justin Otto once more causing problems for Chile. Otto and Grant in the middle pairing have been dangerous. Here is Grant, Otto at the half. Just engaging the touch, flick touch is made, so Grant will have to take the ball back. Grant and Otto again. Otto picks up, looks left. Oh, lovely little show and go. Ball out to the wing as easy as you like from Justin Otto. And once again, it's
looking
Otto
at
and
this
Grant.
replay, we can see it's going to be a mid play and just picking up and just going out. But I think the Chile players were saying they didn't make the touch there, but a lovely try in the end by the Australia team.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you don't engage, as long as there's some sort of touch made. The roll ball's initiated. And Chile, even though they had a very good start in this game, unfortunately, this quarter-final clash in the mixed 30s division is starting to run away from them, and the nature of the contest is starting to fall by the wayside. There's good ball manipulation from Chile, rolling into their line attack. It's number 13, Miranda, working with Perez. Perez at the half. Miranda looks to go through himself, delivers the long ball. However, that'll be just to go forward, but better line attack from Chile.
Yeah, just out the grasp of the Chile's winger there and couldn't quite get the reach on it. But Chile looking very much stronger in attack here and definitely upping their line attack.
Yeah, Australia roll through their transition once more. There's Goodwin involved. Good yards made, and that's Grant up the box side. And here comes the dangerous Justin Otto flooding on in the 7. Number 11, Bale, Bale looks wide, goes wide, and that will be a beautifully worked score in the corner. And Gill is the best job in touch, being an Australian winger, dotting down once more.
Yeah, and just a lovely hands play, picking up 33, taking it short side, and just a simple pass to the link, pass to the wing, and you're going to be ecstatic if you're that Australian winger.
And then once again, Chile coughed the ball up unnecessarily in the midfield, and it's a recipe for disaster if you keep surrendering field possession to such a dangerous Australian line attack. And it's Bale once again working with Otto. Bale on the ball, calling for the switch underneath Otto, and they get the tap penalty. And I mean, the two Bale brothers, Bale, Otto, back to Bale, back to Otto, lovely ball to the wing, and once again it's Gill in the corner. The combination of Bale and Otto is proving all too much to deal with for Chile.
Yes, let's see this play again on this replay, just coming in, and cute. Quickie QB just there and chucking it long to that winger. Just a lovely
and that
score.
will be half-time, so score right on the hooter for Gill, the beneficiary of the good work in the Australian middles. And aside from a bit of a slow start from this Australian mixed 30 side, they've looked really good value for the win. As we are going to take a very quick break at half-time, we'll be back with you in just a moment to bring you the second half of this quarter-finals mixed 30s clash.
I love Nottingham, the home of Robin Hood. From the bright lights of Goose Fair to the peaceful nature of the Sherwood Forest woods. There's a feeling of togetherness, unity, pure, honest, love. And that feels great like a bright summer's day at the horses down by the lake at Colic. All I love Nottingham. The River Trent, the embankment, the Nottingham Carnival, different cultures dancing. The diversity, just walking down Columbus Street on a Saturday. The two lions in the square stand tall with pride. And when the market's in town come alive, it gives me life. Listen, as the council house clock chimes, and depending on how many times, lets you know the time. I've been to concerts at the Motorpoint Arena, and I've been to concerts at the Nottingham Caves. I've been here all my life and I'm still amazed by this place. I love Nottingham. Sometimes I stare at Hockley's graffiti colourful walls, and sometimes I gaze at the deers running round Woollerton Hall. Supreme thrills, from chilling up at Green's Mill or up at that castle on the hill. Nottingham, I love you, and I always will. Visit Nottingham today.
So we're here at Hillhead Sports Club, the third year of our annual Pride in Touch tournament. We have 16 teams, over 200 players. We've got about a dozen or so referees. We've had also a whole heap of volunteers. It's been brilliant to come to Glasgow after previous versions in Manchester and London, and it's ended up being our biggest tournament to date.
get a lot of curious players that want to try out touch rugby for the first time, so they might be a bit nervous, but I think they come down, they hear the tunes that are playing, they see all the rainbows, all the smiling faces, and I think they realise that actually they can just have a good time. Our ambition is to make touch rugby one of the most inclusive sports there is. We want it to be super accessible to anyone. We don't want there to be many barriers or any barriers to picking up the game for the LGBT community.
What's been amazing over just the 3 or so years that we've been running Pride in Touch has been the interest and the growth and the opportunity we've had to platform good practice from people across the world that are wanting to do more LGBTQ+ inclusive initiatives. Now more than ever, we certainly feel it's really important to make sure that we amplify the voices of inclusion, show people that team sport can be really good for their mental well-being and their physical well-being, and hopefully we've got plenty of those people who have felt like that through enjoying our tournament today.
And welcome back to the second half of this quarter-final mixed 30s affair between Chile and Australia. Australia 7 tries to the good after that first half, and Chile will have to change the tone of the game, although Australia rolling through their line attack early with Bale once more.
Yeah, just there, Australia looking for that sweeper play coming round and looking really explosive, but just getting up there, and I think the ref's going to give a hard touch against Chile, so a new set of 6 on the 7.
Yeah, and you can hear the boos ring out from the Chilean supporters. We love it, but it's Bale once again, and it's the 2 Bales in the middle, Nicholas and Matthew operating as a middle pairing. Bale to Bale, back to Bale. Chekhov back on the inside, and I believe it was Goodwin trying to cut a line at the link hole, but it's well marshalled from the Chilean defence, and here's Bale again. Chekhov for the link punish. It happens. They look, oh, good dummy. That'll be half court, if not for an offside penalty, and it was Sweat Cuevas who just released a little bit early.
Yeah, I think just an offside there, but a lovely bouncing step here. Looking for a mid-mid, going in, stepping back, and gives the ball all clear. That's another try here for the Australia team.
Yeah, it's all too easy for Australia. It's Bale to Timothy Wilson, and we'll see it on the replay. Wilson takes the dump, check back to Wilson, to Bale. And again, the middle pairings of Chile just can't match up skill-wise to Australia.
They were knocking on that door with getting loads of penalties there, so good try, but Chile needing to score here in the second half. They want to prove something to Australia.
This is the pod that seems to try and make something happen. It's Rojas checking out to Hinojosa. Rojas hitting the line. That will be a score for my liking. Although the Australian link just gets onside, and here's Rojas on the ball. One more, and that'll be 6-touch turnover. So Australia once again able to repel the most recent Chilean onslaught.
Yeah, just Australia working off really hard here, and Chile just trying to stay in their face, but looking like they're going for the direct set. But it's going to be a loss of control there in that roll ball, and we've seen that plenty of times so far.
Yeah, it's a collector's item really from Australia. Many times they cough at the ball unnecessarily, but it's good midfield press from David Rojas once more. Definitely the one for Chile, looks to make things happen. Number 12 comes on, Scott, another bright spark for Chile. Scott checks off, a little bit lateral. They've got another couple touches, don't need to go off this one. And it was a very nice design set up, try and get in on the Australian link. It was number 6 for Chile, Schweitzer, trying to get over, and unfortunately it doesn't quite happen for them. Another lovely touch up the box, and Australia just playing around the Chilean shooters with ease, and it's Gill who had a stormer of a first half involved to Wakely. Wakely checks off Hones, and it's Hones running the passive link here. Oh, it looked like the ball was destined for Ben Hones to reel it in to expose a 2-on-1 on this short side, but it doesn't quite happen. It goes to Wakely.
Just a penalty. There's going to be 6 touch there, so Australia thought they got another set there, but just getting called back onto the defence now. Chile back on the ball and driving with strength. up through the pitch, getting good meters, and some strong touches here that we see the passion from both sides.
And it was Schweitzer taking the ball in once more, half a little bit isolated there. Here come the fresh legs, and it's Sergio Miranda. Unfortunately, though, loss of control at the roll ball, so Chile not having it all their own way. And they're really up against it with one of the most well-organised nations you will hope to see on a touch field.
And coming against this team is just a scary thought. But Chile has really stuck into it and haven't made it easy. But Australia just bouncing up now, killing the momentum from Chile. Back into the middles now. Let's see if they can get a scoop play going. Number 7 for Australia picks up, going short side. Burns round the outside and cut from number 1. Checking it back in, looking like we have numbers. Will they get the pass off? And they do. Dive in the corner. A great finish from Australia.
And once again, it was Justin Otto, the architect, with Kelly Goodwin. And the ball goes wide, and it's shock horror. Nicholas Bale delivering the killer ball out to the far wing. At the moment, Australia really enjoying their time on pitch 2, all but securing themselves their place in the semi-final. I mean, they'd expect a final, if not anything else. So Chile really just playing for pride here at this point as a physical touch. I think Australia feel a little bit hard done by that they've not had some go their own way as well. But it's Scott as Chile roll into their line attack, working with Hinojosa, Scott, and Rojas. Hinojosa. And it's a good sweeper step up, step back, and the wing, was cutting quite a nice line off the ball. Daniela Vicente, but the accuracy of the pass delivered to her is not what was needed.
Yeah, just unfortunate there for Chile, but well defended out from Australia. We know they're so good at this, and Chile just trying now to put some defensive touches here, just trying to press Australia back down, but looking like Australia have the good momentum there and rolling into it.
Yeah, Australia picking up number 12, Winnie, trying to look for the long ball out to Nick Grant, but fortunately just behind
looking
Grant.
For that passive ball from Australia, and this is where that player sits really deep, so when running onto it you have a really big, just a roll ball down there from Chile, so it's going to be Australia's ball in a good field position.
Yeah, it was Hinojosa just bobbling the ball as he tries to dump it. And once again, Ben Hones in the 15 jersey, working with Heroini. Hones checks off to Grant. Hones in half, Hones will platform, Grant, sweeper plate, nothing doing. So once again, they'll reset.
Back on the ball here for Australia, looking like they want to set doggies. Going round, gives the ball, going on the, stepping back in, and they are going to give that as another score for Australia's number 12.
And it's beautiful from Joseph Heroini, getting over, and the sweeper play comes round, as you call it. And Heroini, good right footstep, left footstep, shake and bake, Chilean link, sort of cornering to nowhere. And Australia in once again, very quickly. 9 becomes 10, and Chile started the first half the stronger, and were outclassed. And unfortunately for the Chilean side, it seems to be more of the same as they roll into their line attack. They look to dive at the line, nothing doing. 16, Perez picking up. And it's a good opportunity to try and play it to this wing, but I'd maybe like to see them go and condition that right-hand edge. There's definitely space out there. The lion's share of the Chilean attack has come down the left edge, which is well, Australia would like them. It's Sweat Cuevas checking off to Perez. Perez taking the dump, a little bit static. Sweat Cuevas in the half. Here he is, number 16, Sweat Cuevas. Perez looks to receive the ball back. They need to inject a little bit of momentum into this line attacks. At the moment, it's relatively easy. They look to come to this outside edge. They look to run the 32 short, ball on the line, but touch is made, and Chile always running down a congested lane. Australia are able to number up and defend it well.
It's going to be massive here if Chile gets a score. Just bringing some energy back onto the pitch. But Australia being really aggressive in their defence and putting Chile under pressure there. If you are the attacker and you see a defence rushing up at you, you do feel the pressure put on, and that is what Australia are doing really, really well.
Yeah, and there probably should have been a roll ball infringement for either team there, but the refs just wave it off. So nothing doing. And here comes that potent Australian transition as we see the fresh legs of Justin Otto orchestrating the attack. And it's 13 Watene looking long, and it's a lovely long ball check back up on the inside, and Goodwin just can't quite reel the tap back.
Yeah, just really nice play there. We see the long ball come out again from Australia, and the tap back, like you said, was on, but just couldn't execute it. Just diving on the line there, but unfortunately a ball down. But now it's going to be Chile are just going to be asked to take the ball back, but it's still going to be their ball, and looking like they are apologising to the referee and making sure they are taking that exactly where it needs to be taken.
Yeah.
Chile now driving out, seeing what they can build.
Half is isolated, and that's another roll ball infringement, so it's easy ball for Australia in the midfield. And any team going up against Australia, this is a blueprint of what not to do at the moment. You can't give them midfield possession, especially with this man, Justin Otto, on the ball, working with Watene. Watene, Otto at the half. Otto back to Watene. No, picks up 2-on-1. Can they execute in the corner? Nice footwork, and the ball does go over. And once again, it's a clinic in line attack from Australia, orchestrated by Otto and Watene. And we'll see Otto fizzing the ball out to Goodwin. Goodwin receives the ball back, and lovely dive at the line. And Australia looking very good in this mixed 30s.
Yeah, we just saw Maximilian from the Chile side try and come in for that touch, but Australia so clinical in trying to get that ball down, so really well done.
And it's valiant attempts from the Chilean defence, outclassed by the Australian line attack. And I've got a feeling we'll probably see the biggest roar of the day if Chile do manage to get over against Australia.
Chile's crowd and supporters have been a massive factor, and we have been loving all the support from the Highfields pitches here on day 6 of the tournament.
Chile roll into their line attack, running close, and it's once again number 12 for Chile. David Scott, Miranda on his outside, goes towards Miranda. Miranda at the half, but that's 6-touch turnover. So Chile guilty of losing track of the touch count, and unfortunately not able to really cause all that much pressure. That looked to be a bit of a heavy contact in the midfield, not given. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And Australia once again look to just go direct with Hones, and Hones takes the ball up the guts. I've got a feeling we'll see Hones again here, checking the ball off the line. It is to Hones, and Hones gets over for another well-worked score, and that's the direct set going from coast to coast. And Ben Hones gets over for another.
Yeah, just a nice pick-up here, and then just hitting that hole one that's being chopped so nicely. And just so clinical here. Going direct, it does add a lot onto your legs, but if you can finish it and get that try at the end, it's all worth it, and we can see it from this Australian side.
Yeah, Matthew Bale picking up from half and checking off, dropping the ball. Lovely little ball to Ben Hones. And Chile need to take a leaf out of the Australian playbook at the moment, because Australia are able to dominate in that midfield as you hear the support from Chile start to arrive, and Hinojosa at half working with Rojas. Rojas back to Hinojosa. No, flashes long, and it's a good idea to try and chop that link wing hole. It was definitely on as the ball goes to the wing, and unfortunately for Chile once more, another line attack opportunity goes begging.
Yeah, and just at least Chile are getting through the touches here, but just can't seem to execute anything, and that's really what's letting them down. This Australian side have been super tight in defence, and we can see it from the scoreline, not letting any scores pass. So Chile still needs to work and not giving up in any aspect.
Yeah, and once again, Hones orchestrating with a great pickup, great speed. The switch was on. That'll be a late pass though, and it was number 9, Timothy Wilson, trying to get over. And for me, the switch play It's the right option. Chile are able to crowd out the most recent Australian onslaught.
Yeah, really lovely touch there by the Chile defence, and really class, just chasing them down and be able to compete to that short side and make it. Really hard when you come across some of these players that are, their hips don't lie, basically.
Yeah, thought it could have been a roll ball infringement for a hard touch, but nothing doing from Australia. And once again, Hones trucking up Goodwin, involved in everything positive in the transition. Half is isolated, and here come the support from Australia. There's Bale, checks back off to Bale. And we've got number 7, Justin Otto. So Otto with the Bale brothers out there. Bale to Bale. And playing around in the midfield, not really bothered about not going forward, such as their confidence in line attack. Link punish is on Otto to Bale, and Bale.
Wow, what a touch by that Chilean defender. Steaming in, as we can see.
Yeah, and it was Hinojosa getting over to make the touch as Bale and Otto look to work another score. Otto on the ball, 32 short. Bale checks off. Lovely early release on the Rooster. Long ball out to the wing, and once more, it's another gorgeous score for Cassandra Feldman, the beneficiary from the Bale brothers in the midfield, working with Justin Otto, and Australia putting on a line attack clinic.
Look at that long ball by the Australians. We've seen it plenty of times in this game, and plenty more, I suspect, and a really lovely finish.
Yeah, it's just under 5 minutes left to go in this mixed 30s tie, and you can hear the Chilean supporters screaming for their team to finally get over that whitewash, and they've stayed in this game really well. But unfortunately, there's been too many of these midfield errors that have turned the ball over unnecessarily for Australia.
Yeah, just talking about it there, Chile just done another one, as we can see. But Australia on the ball now, trying to drive out, and just a lovely switch play, but I think that's going to be called for a late pass, so that's going to be a touch and pass there for Australia, against Australia. And some horns from the supporters, as we might be able to hear. But looking great here in a good field position. Chile with momentum on the ball. Let's see if they can get a try.
Yeah, and it's David Scott involved again with Magdalena Alceno. Scott here in the number 12. Wraparound is on, doesn't give it. Engaging the midfield defenders, but a little bit static at the roll ball. Scott working with Sweat Cuevas. Sweat Cuevas takes the ball in. Scott looks to this near side, drops the ball off in a space for Nicholas Schweitzer. And ball goes down, so once again, Australia are able to repel the Chilean attack.
Yeah, nicely done by Australia, and we've seen it plenty of times in this game. It's just so hard to penetrate this team, but it's just going to be in the ruck there. So Australia is going to get a new set of 6, and maybe a little bit sloppy here from Chile, just fatigue kicking in, and especially in the later stages of the World Cup.
Yeah, it's Timothy Wilson now on the ball working with Otto. Otto at the half, back to Wilson. Wilson just biding his time. He's got Watene on his left. Watene to Otto. Otto, oh, a lovely float ball once again. And this time, I believe it's Carly Walsh getting over in the corner.
And we've seen it time over time here. Just hitting that ML line and chucking it long.
It was indeed Carly Walsh getting over in the corner, the beneficiary from the beautiful long ball from Justin Otto, and he's been a standout performer. I mean, challenged only really by Ben Hones. Whenever Hones and Otto are on the ball, although there's a little bit of a tumble for Wilson in the midfield, so momentarily 6 on 5 for Chile. They don't take advantage. We'd love to see a Chilean score here. It's number 11 for Chile, Hinojosa, playing the dump with Rojas. Hinojosa checks off. Hinojosa at the half, running down a bit of a blind alley, but there's a 2-on-1. Oh, lovely little disguise on the play, but that will be half court, and Chile, that might be their final opportunity to get a score on the board.
Yeah, really nice opportunity there from Chile, and that one-handed dummy by number 11 was just so lovely to see. And it does look like they're all having fun out here, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Yeah, although this is finals footy, I think Australia would be the happier of the two with the 14-0 scoreline at the moment. And with 10-8, good lines up the, good meters made up the box, sorry. Bale in 11 receives the ball back from number 18, Bale. So the Bale brothers don't quite get over on that occasion. And Chile do have ball in hand, just over a minute left to play.
Chile still have time to get up to Oz's 7-metre line and try line if they can perfect this midfield subbing pattern. Let's see if they can get up there.
And it's good hands around the corner from Chile's number 13, Sergio Miranda. He's not stopped trying, all 40. And Miranda picking up from half, looking to check off, but that will be 6-touch or half court. Take your pick, referee. And with 45 seconds left on the clock, Australia will look to finish with a bit of a flurry and show that they've still got scores in the bag. 40 seconds, they roll into their line attack. They're not going to sub, they've not got time, not with these two boys on the field anyway. Bale stepping back on the inside. Bale receives the ball once more. The ball goes out to number 12, Herawini, and Bale diving at the line, and they are going to finish with a flourish. And it's Bale to Herawini, back to Bale, and it is all too easy for Australia.
Like we see again, Bale round on that sweeper play on the leg, just on the mismatch here. So boy on girl, and just the boy mid from the Chilean trying to come in and make that touch to help out. But Australia with the score, and what a way to finish this game. Australia 15, Chile 0.
Yeah, and it's not for a lack of triumph for Chile. They did have a couple cracks at the line, but nothing doing for them. And to be perfectly frank, a bit outclassed on pitch 2 in the mixed 30s division with Australia. A very comfortable win and thoroughly deserving of it. Well, we're going to take a very quick break, and then we will be right back with you for yet another game. And this time in the men's 30s division between Ireland and New Zealand. Don't go anywhere.
It's our turn now. It's our turn now. Yeah. It's our turn now. It's our turn now.
Nola, and I'm representing the Highdex program, which is one of the sponsors of the Touch Rugby World Cup. Highdex is a collaboration of a number of universities based in the Midlands, including the University of Nottingham. One of Hydex's main aims is to support industry to innovate, developing new products and services in the hydrogen economy. We decided to sponsor the Touch Rugby World Cup, particularly in relation to energy use, so that Geopura, a locally based business, can provide hydrogen to be utilised at the event, making the event more sustainable and improving air quality for visitors and competitors alike. We hope this support will encourage others to look for more sustainable ways to run similar events in the future. Finally, just to say, we hope everyone that's involved in the event has a great time.